So let's discuss string now. So, so what is exactly a string? A string is a sequence of characters. It is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotations. So it is called string. Got it? So string is immutable. So string is immutable. What is the meaning of immutable? So what is the meaning of immutable? Immutable means once we create an object of string, we cannot perform any changes to the existing object. So how we will be creating? Let's say, for example, let's say I have initialized a string. Let's say I'll be saying this name equals to, I'll say Sajjad. Okay. So once I created, this is one of the form of creating a string. Okay. So once I create a string, this content will not be changed if you want to, you know, use any concat method to update the string from Sajjad to Sajjad Ali Khan. So let's say, for example, I'm using the concat method to update the existing string. I want to add the Ali Khan. Yeah, like yeah. So now, instead of updating the existing string, so what it will do is, instead of updating the string, what it will do is, it will instead of updating the existing string, what it will do is it will create a new string with the Sajjad Ali Khan, and here Sajjad will be existed in string constant pool. So let me come again. So once you create a string, so the string will be stored in a area called string constant pool. So in string constant pool, you will be finding the strings which is already created. Okay. For example, here I am creating a string name called Sajjad. Okay. First, what JVM will do is, first JVM will check string constant pool whether the Sajjad content is available in the string constant pool or not. Okay. If it is available, let's say it is available and so on, so address 1 2 3 4 address. Okay. And in that memory location, this content is available. What JVM will do? JVM will directly give this reference to this variable. Okay. So the variable directly points to this reference. So directly points to the reference. When you are pointing to the address, you will be pointing to the content itself, right? Whatever the address it is storing, uh, address will be storing the string, right? So whenever you are referencing to the address, automatically you will be getting the content of the string. So what I'm trying to say is that, so when you are creating a string, first it will go to the string constant pool and check whether the no requested content is there in the string constant pool or not. If it is not there, it will create. For example, in my case, it is not there. What it will do? It will create this one. Okay. So now what I'm doing, then my next operation is what I'm doing. I am concatenating the string. So what I'm doing, so my string is Sajjad. Now I want to concatenate to Ali Khan. So it should be Sajjad Ali Khan. So instead of updating the existing one, what it will do is it will search for the entire Sajjad Ali Khan. So it is there. No, only Sajjad is there. So it will create a new string. Okay. In small case, Sajjad. Yeah, like yeah. First one is capital. Okay. Got it right? So string is immutable, is it is one of the example of string is immutable. People will ask questions and interviews. How what is immutability? How string becomes immutable? So can you explain? This kind of questions will be asked in interviews. Okay, so you have to explain with an example. So then only they will understand. Okay, okay. So that's fine. So how to create a string? You got it right this point. So what is a string and what is immutability? Okay. So if you try to change the existing string, what it is doing, it is creating the new string. Okay, fine. So let's see how to create a string. How to create a string. How to create a string. So we have seen one way of creating a string. There is a one more way, that is using the new operator. The first way is that without using new operator. Without using new operator, which we have seen just now. And the second one is that with using new operator. So there are two different ways to create a string. Let's see without new operator. As we have already seen that without new operator. So let me give the syntax, even like the same syntax we used to follow: data type and the string variable name, and you'll be like, giving the content of the string, something like that. Okay, that's the only way to create a string without using the new operator. Okay, let's jump to the with using new operator. With using the new operator. Okay, so let's see. Second is with using new operator. With using new operator. First, so here with using new operator, we can create a string using the new operator. Okay, so here this string class provided three constructors. Okay, string class provided three constructors to create an object of a string. So first constructor is string with no parameters. Okay, and second constructor is string with another string as a parameter. The third constructor is string by taking the character array. So when you have to use a string, when you have to use the first constructor, when you have to use the second constructor, when you have to use this third constructor, let's discuss actually. So what exactly it will do? Okay. So, so if you want to create a string, if you want to create a empty string, okay, so you will be using the first constructor. So for example, let's say string str equals to new string. Okay, you are not passing any content over here. Okay, let's if you want the second constructor, the second constructor is you want to create an object of string and you want to pass content of the string as well. Okay, so you want to create a string with the by passing the string as a parameter, one more string as a parameter. Okay, so for that we will be using constructor 2. So constructor 2 is used for creating the string object by taking the another parameter, another string as a parameter. Okay, there is a constructor 2. Okay, and third constructor is, so if you have a requirement of converting the character array to a string, so definitely you will be using this constructor. Okay, constructor 3 is used for converting the sequence of character into a string. So these are the three different constructors. These are the three different constructor. Okay, so we will be used so based on a situation. Like for example, if you want to create a string by taking the by if you want to convert, if you have a character array and you want to convert that character array to a string, so then you'll be using this one. Okay, if you want to read some, if you want to create a string by taking the another string as a parameter, okay, and you want to use this another string in your operations, okay, so then you will be using the second constructor. And the first one is that, so if you want to create an empty string, you don't want to pass any string or any character array or any other thing, so you'll be using this empty string. Okay, so these are the different constructors we have in a string class. Okay, so we already know how to create an object of any class. So we will be saying that class name, that is a string, and the object name equals to new string. And what constructor we are, like for example, let's say I'm using the default constructor. I'll write default constructor. Okay, so if I want to use the, if I have some character array ch, so I want to a e I o u, I want to convert this character array to a string. So definitely what I'll do is I have a ready-made constructor. So I'll be using that constructor. Okay. So str object name equals to new string of, I'll be passing the character array. So what it will do, it will convert this character array to a string. So the answer would be something like this, AEIOU. Okay, fine. So as we have, let me discuss again, like what will happen when we initialize a string. What will happen when we initialize a string? See, each time when we create a string, the JVM will be checking the string constant pool. That's what I have already told you. So each time when we create a string, the JVM will check the string constant pool first. If the value exists, if the content exists in the string constant pool, so it will give the reference back to the JVM. The JVM will give the reference back to this variable. JVM will attach the reference to the variable. So that variable will be pointing to that this particular content. If not exist, we will be creating it. Okay, fine. And this is all about string, I can say. And we have some methods actually in string class. So we will be learning though as well. Um, so let me recap what we have discussed. So we have discussed what is string. String is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotations, and we have discussed immutability. So what is immutable? Immutable is nothing but once we create an object of, once we create an object, once we create a variable of a string. So first it will be stored in the string constant pool. So if it is if we want to try to know changes to the existing content, so it will not be changed, because immutable in the sense once we create an object of a string, we cannot be changing the string. Okay, that's the one. And how to create a string, we have two different ways. We have seen the one, and the second one we have seen it using the new operator. And this is the default constructor. These are the different constructors we have to create a string. One is string with parameters, string with another string, string with character array. So these are the three different constructors we have. So we will be using the constructor based on our requirement. Okay, so see here, constructor is nothing but constructor is similar to the method, but method should be called with respect to some object name or class name. Here constructor will be called by itself. Who will be calling the constructor? The JVM will be calling the constructor, and it is executing the things for us. Okay, that's all about the string. Okay,